What's going on, tubers? Got a quick video for you here, Disciples Garage. We got a PT Cruiser with a 2.4 liter turbo. It needs, what is that nut thing called? What's that goofy ass part called? A Watts link. Got a Watts link from O'Reilly's, Dorman Solutions one. Lifetime warranty, whatever. I'm going to show you the trick to getting it off and on. Okay, so here's a couple examples of tools that you could use for this job. I need some sort of puller, whether it's this style puller, which either one of these worked for me, to get the joints off. They're just like tie rod ends that are pressed in, so you're not going to be able to separate them with a hammer and beating them and stuff. So you either got to have a ball joint separator, which is one of those two-pronged fork-looking things, wedge-style forks, or a puller style like this. The other style will probably work a little easier. And then an Allen wrench. I pondered and pondered this for hours trying to get this figured out, but all my sets were, all of them usually go from 4mm to 5mm. And 4 was too small, 5 was too big. I'm looking around all over the place trying to find a 4.5mm. Had to go actually to a manufacturer a town away from me here, and I was able to buy a 4.5. Got the 4.5 stuck in there and working, and then it turned inside there, and then the 5 started to work. So I don't know if it's supposed to be a size 5, is what I think it's supposed to be, and maybe mine was a little bit corroded. It didn't look corroded to me, but maybe it just had some junk in there. I don't know. So you're going to need a size 5, and you might have to tap it in there or something. Alright, so this is what, no one tells you how to do right here, okay? So I have my Allen wrench right here, number 5, and it's inside this deal. This is just kind of flopping around on here right now, but it needs to be pressed on there to hold that bolt from spinning around. Otherwise it's just going to spin around. You're going to be cussing and swearing and throwing tools like me until you figure out, oh, there's an Allen hole in the end. And then if it's corroded or filled or anything, it's going to be really hard for you to get it to fit in there, and you're going to be cussing and swearing and throwing tools thinking that you need a 4.5mm. You just need to clean it out really good and get your 5 to go in there. I think it's a size 5, unless mine's reamed out a little bit or something, but my size 5 fits in there really tight, nice and snug. So you hold it with that one, and you use 18mm open wrench and tighten it up by hand. There's really no other way to do it with an air ratchet or power tools or anything. So, but yeah, that's how you get that on there. I guess if you wanted to, you could put you could move this back here, and you could put a bunch of washers in here, and you could tighten it by hand until this presses on a little bit, then take it off and just put the gun on it. But whatever, that's the two options you got. So what you're going to want to do is put your new one on here. Make sure this faces right. You can put it on upside down and backwards. It's just like putting on a t-shirt. So it'll be marked. It'll say, mine, like right there, mine says back and up. So this part goes up and it faces the back. Okay, so that's the middle bolt and that's the top bolt there. So alright, so then the best thing to do is to obviously put this bottom one on first, get it nice and snug, flip this up, and then you can mount the middle, throw the middle one through, and the top one can be done wherever, because you got plenty of room up there. So, okay, this is the setup you're going to want. I mean, for the fastest results, I would say, because you can put your box in 18-inch wrench around here. You can put the ratchet on go mode, and you can use the wrench as a ratchet. Just hold the ratchet in place and use the wrench back and forth like a ratchet to tighten it on, and it actually goes pretty fast. Get it started, you can use the wrench, and then you can just hold the wrench. Mine wouldn't be so hard if I hadn't pounded the crap out of this nut trying to get that ball joint separated. Alright, Now that you got that one in, you can do the top one. So I got the bottom one tightened up. I got it tightened up with the Allen wrench in here to the point where it was pressed on enough to where I could just do it with the wrench alone after a little bit there. So now I just got to do the top one and we'll be done. Okay, I'm just going to include one alternative way of getting this back on for those of you out there who just don't have access to the right tools. I've been there, and maybe it's Sunday after 6, nothing's open, can't get the right tools, and you're stuck. If you can press this in here tight enough, it'll hold the bolt. So what you can do is put if you got a big ass vice grips, you can put a vice grips on here really tight. Or if you got a buddy that can help you, it's kind of pretty much impossible to do it by yourself, especially all the way down. But you can put pliers on here too, just a really big channel locks or something, and press these together. Also, if you had kind of the right C-clamp that you could get in there, you might be able to put a C-clamp on here just to hold this tight enough to where it'll hold it so you can screw this on. Okay, so I think the mystery is solved. When I had this before, I knew that this had to be separated with a ball joint separator. I was pounding on it just like it is right now. Also, I took the nut off and I put that puller that I showed you at the beginning of the video on here, and that puller has a little tip on the end of it that went down inside the Allen wrench part and actually smashed it a little bit around the edges, just so that a number 5 wouldn't fit. A 4.5 doesn't, 4.5 that I searched all over the country for wouldn't fit, and a 4 is too small. So I'm having to use the alternative method like I showed you. So got a vice grip holding that together like that, and so far it seems to be working. But we'll see what happens when we get down to where I gotta get the vice grip out of the way. Doesn't help that my threads are smashed and I'm basically, I don't know if I'm cross-threading it or if I'm just cutting those threads back into place. So, yeah, I got liquid wrench sprayed all over it and everything, so yeah. Just gonna keep plugging away here, hopefully I get her down there. Made myself a lot more work by not knowing how to do this to begin with, so I hope I save you guys some hassle by making this video.